Welcome again to our Friday 15 minutes podcast. Remember, we started this series of teaching on Monday last week. So this is the end of the second week of our series of teaching on investment, how to make a fortune. What is my goal in this series? My goal is to convince you that Matthew 25 from verse 14 teaches that believers must be businessmen so that we can double our money. And I left off on Wednesday by telling us that money can be made in quantities through trading. Like we can see in that Matthew 25:16, they went to trade, and when they came back, they told the man, I've doubled your money. But you see, bankers, doctors, lawyers, they make money in quality. Now, I said to us that this group of people don't have multimillionaires. They can make money in millions, but do you know what? They don't remain millionaires. But you see, people who trade and probably make money in quantities, amongst them are multimillionaires. They make their money in millions, and do you know what? They remain multimillionaires. So that's why we left off on Wednesday. So let's go into the next one. If you want fortune without responsibility, and I think you should then consider investment. Consider investment. Now, being a professional or having a job is a lot of responsibilities. It's a lot of responsibilities. Investment frees you from responsibilities, like having to pay the bakers salaries. If you have a bakery, no, you don't have to worry about paying the salary of bakers who work in your bakery. They pay their own salaries from the sales and pay you salary, unlike a doctor who owns a clinic. Unlike a doctor who owns a clinic and have to work to pay his workers. Running a personal clinic is a job. It's a job. It's not an investment. It's a job. It's not an investment. If you are not in the clinic, your income stops. If you are not in the bakery, the bread is baked and your income is on. This is what it means to have investment. It's better than a profession that comes with the responsibility of paying salaries. You either invest your money or build yourself a business. Bakery is a business and not a job like a clinic. Now, I said to us that the purpose of this teaching is to show you that investment is better than being a professional and keeping a job. And I'm trying to separate a job from a business. Because somebody can say, okay, I'm a medical doctor, I want to invest into hospital. So you got in a building, a property, you put bed there and everything, and then people are consulting you, and of course paying you for the consultation. Now that is not an investment. That is a job. That is a job. But you know, earlier in the series I've told you, you must graduate to a level where you have to employ people. That is, you now have a team. So until you form a team that can do what you can do without being there, then you don't have investment yet. What you have is a job. A job is a place where you report to every day. You have to report to a job every day. And do you know what? If you are missing in an office, or if you don't report at a job, then it means that your income is stopped. Your income is stopped. But you see, investment takes responsibility out of your life. So if you want to be what Jesus taught us in that Matthew 25, you want to be a believer of that Matthew 25, you have to grow your job, if you're a professional, into a business or an investment. So doctors earn money in quality. Save the money. Now start a clinic. Grow the clinic and then begin to form a team. That your team can do work without you being there. Now when you grow that clinic to that point, then you are now having investment. You're now having investment. So as a professional, you can turn your profession into an investment. Into an investment. So you see, if you want fortune without responsibility, then you must think about investment. You must think about investment. But you see, if you don't understand this, you can listen to what I've taught and start a clinic and then discover that and thinking that what you have is investment because it's bringing money. As you are treating people, it's bringing money. You will still not become a multimillionaire. You will still not become a multimillionaire. You have to grow that clinic into an investment. You begin to form a team, begin to employ people who can do what you can do and multiply it. Now, you don't have to be there. It goes on. Then the clinic that you have now turned to become an investment, pay the salary of the workers. And do you know what? Pay you also salary without reporting in that place of job every day. That is when it has become an investment. Like I gave you an example. A good example is a bakery. If you have a bakery, you don't have to report at your bakery every day. You get what I'm saying now? Now, the people who have employed who bake, they bake and sell the bread. Now they pay their own salary. And then you also, they pay you salary. And then you also, they pay you salary. So you can be on a journey, enjoying your holiday. By the time you come back, there's a lot of money in your account. That is what that servant was telling his boss. He said you become rich on the back of others. You become rich on the back of others. You see, investment leaves you without responsibility. You don't have to work. You don't have to think about paying some people's salaries. No. You don't think about paying anybody's salary. You don't think about paying some people's house rent. No, you don't think about that. Because what you have on the ground is investment. In this investment, the people work for you. A good example. In that Matthew 25, we never read the man thinking about paying salary to those servants all the time that he was away. You know why? Because they pay themselves salaries. What they declare to the man is the man's profit. They've doubled his profit. But whatever they made, they were silenced over it. So we never read that the man was responsible to those two servants. No, he was not responsible to those two servants. They were responsible for themselves. Because what the man have is investment. What's his investment? He gave his money to them to invest. And he told the other man, he said, look, let me tell you. To the trustee, he said, you should have just given my money to the investors, to the bankers, and when I return, I will have received mine with interest. With interest. So that's one advantage of investment. Investment takes responsibility out of your life. But do you know what? Profession, being a professional, leaves you with responsibility. You have to think of how to pay your workers. When they work, you have to go and get money, pay them and pay yourself. You have to be there to see what they are doing, to make sure that it is done according to what is supposed to be done. Like I gave you an example, a doctor, a lawyer. A lawyer has to look for job. He has to look for cases. He employs people in his office, the secretary, all of them. He has to go and defend the case in the court, get money from his client, and then he has to pay his staff, pay for the property. But do you know what? When you have investment, good example like bakery. Bakery bakes the bread, sells the bread. He said, that is still trading. Sells the bread. Then they brought the money in, pay the salaries of the people, and they pay you salary. Now, whether you are in the bakery or you are not in the bakery, it has nothing to do with your income. The bread, the loaves are baked, the cakes are baked, and the incomes are in, and then your salary, the salary of all the workers are paid, including your own salary. So you see, that is a better investment. I know a pharmacist who came out with first class from ABU. But do you know what? Today she bakes bread, she bakes cakes, birthday cakes, and many other things like that. She preferred to be a baker than to be a professional pharmacist, even though she graduated with first class, because she understands the difference between investment and being a professional. So do you know what? I've just run out of time now. So I will see you again in our Monday 15 minutes podcast.